If you're watching this, you've probably been accepted at an English-taught college or university someplace, and you were accepted on your IELTS or similar score. And now your school won't let you in without making you take an academic English preparation course. Right now you're probably thinking, I learned English in school. What's the difference between what I learned and academic English? Let's look into this. For a few decades now, English has been called the lingua franca, the preferred global language. So schools in many countries have been teaching English in primary and high schools. After that, if international students want to study at an English language taught college or university, they have to study for a language proficiency test. All the study aids and prep classes cost money. They also study movies and YouTubes and TED Talks to get a handle on conversational English. With all of this English study, you'd think they'd almost be fluent, and having to spend money on an academic English course is crazy. It's just a money grab to take advantage of international students, right? Well, not really, and here's why. Academic English is a very different kind of English, and studying in higher education isn't like anything you've ever studied. Academic English has very strict rules for reading and speaking. Academic English is pretty much the opposite of IELTS and other prep test English. At this level of school, we're not students really, we're junior researchers. We learn about our programs in class, but we also have to research what's gone on in our discipline in the past and right now. We don't give our opinions, we analyze other people's research and back it up with proof, whether we're writing or speaking. Professors expect that anyone who has made it this far into their class knows how to do these things, and there are no excuses. This is the point where many students might consider cheating in some way. This is called academic dishonesty, and all colleges and universities have very strict rules against this. Academic English is formal, like the Queen's English, and there are a lot of rules. For example, contractions are not used. We don't use don't, and we can't use can't. We write and speak without contractions. We also write and speak objectively without emotional words, which is the opposite of conversational English. What we think about an issue is called a stance, not an opinion, and we apply critical thinking, that is, assessing good information through research and saying where we found it. This is called citing, and where you find your information is important. For example, which one would you find more believable? My grandmother's elbow is hurting her, she says it's going to snow. Or, according to the government weather channel, the conditions are optimum for snow today. It takes a lot of practice to write and speak like this, but it's also a lot of fun when you're applying it to the subjects you're studying. The English taught in school and for English prep tests helps learners have conversations, like to ask for directions or to talk about everyday life. Academic English helps us have deeper discussions, which aren't based on opinion, they're based on research facts. Here's generally how it goes. You read your textbook the night before to familiarize yourself with the material, you go to class the next day, and your professor teaches you about the topic and what's in your books. Then, they give you an assignment to write a researched essay. You conduct your own research, and you summarize, paraphrase, and quote the research that you found, and you say where you found it. We learn this in academic English. Then you submit your paper online through your class portal before the deadline. Professors do not and will not accept emailed essays. You'll get 0 if you do. If you're thinking you'll just buy a paper or use AI, stop now. The paper you submit goes through a plagiarism checker that your school has to detect cheating or AI. Any kind of cheating can get you kicked out of your school, and that's going to be on your school transcript for the rest of your life. So if your dream job someday asks you for your transcript, you'll probably never hear back from them if you have any kind of cheating on your transcript. The conversational English we hear in movies, social media, or even TED Talks are entertainment English. University and college English are the opposite. They're formal, without opinion, like if I say, most first-year university students fail because they don't know how to do the work, is different from a 3-decade study conducted by Smith & Jones illustrates a consistent failure rate among first-year students because they are not prepared for academic studies. So as you can see, the money spent on learning academic English is actually an investment to help you successfully navigate all of the demands of university and college studies. And academic English classes aren't just for international students. More and more schools are recognizing that this preparation is for anyone who wants to do better in university with less time to worry and more time to make friends and enjoy college life.